So in some senses, we're seeing a return to normality and reopening in Hong Kong. We've already seen warnings for people not to gather for the next, June 4th protest that used to be tradition in Hong Kong. What does it mean for, I guess, the future of the city?
Yeah, exactly. There's kind of two things kind of converging here, and one is the criticism that a lot of activists have here that the Hong Kong government, despite reopening all these different parts of the Hong Kong economy, you have people gathering in the crowded subway system, in malls and schools and everything, but you're still not allowed to gather outside in a group of more than 4 people. And obviously the science, suggests that transmission outside is quite low risk. And so a lot of people here just say, look, the Hong Kong government is extending these COVID rules and applying them selectively to try and quash the protests that obviously rocked the city in 2019 and only dissipated when the government imposed those COVID social distancing rules in early 2020. So there's a little bit of that. And then there's also just the issue of whether this June 4th protest can ever happen again in Hong Kong. This is the second year in a row it's been banned. Everyone obviously in Hong Kong wears masks, and these outdoor gatherings are quite safe in other places. Right. But obviously Hong Kong now has a national security law, and people think that this event may just be banned forever.
Exactly. So what does this mean for the future of the pro-democracy movement? Is this the end of it, or could we actually see more unrest if people are not allowed to express their dissatisfaction?
Yeah, exactly. I think there's an element here of the government sort of quashing more formal types of traditional protests. So you've seen the Legislative Council is sort of now denuded of any real opposition candidates or pro-democracy activists. There's now election rules in place that can, basically have the government vet any candidate or, disallow anyone from running for office. The biggest protest of the year is now essentially, banned in one way or another. You've basically got a government that's kind of dispersing protests and pushing everything underground. So people are warning that this could, explode in the future if there's no real legal route for dissent in Hong Kong. So that's the real worry now, I think.